Hello, beautiful, and welcome to the well within our inner circle. And I just want to call everybody to the well, even though in the time-space continuum of Earth, we're there at different times. But on a soul level, we're really building something. And I want to really congratulate you for our opening call. It was the deepest one we've had. It was very interesting. It was the first time I've ever seen Spirit reveal the Akashic Records and the Hall of Records together in one fell swoop. Most people are only at the capacity for me to take them to the Akashic Records and to read the book of them, where they're shown things from the story of them that are key components to what they're overcoming or what they need to undo, accept, delete, reformulate in their mind, actually in their spiritual DNA. All those books are cells in your spiritual DNA. Isn't that amazing? But they're in the spiritual DNA of you that has made you you today. And I want to explain to you what happened yesterday, because I've never had a group of women who are ready to understand that the Akashic Records and Hall of Records are mutable. And they're mutable because that's the reality of quantum physics. But most people in 3D reality and mindset, they're new to quantum physics. They understand that their mind creates their reality through their beliefs, right? But there's not a lot of understanding really deeply. And so that's why some of the manifestation's not working for some of us. When you understand that your quantum field is mutable, it means that as soon as you change this now reality, none of your past lives are this exist. None of them are the same. That's why some people will tell you that they don't believe in past lives. Now, the person who tells you that comes from the quantum field, actually really understands the 0 point. Most people will tell you they don't believe in past lives because they're coming off of the story of one and done. And that you've got this one life and you don't come back here. Well, it's all a matrix of illusion anyway. There is no here. We think there's a here, but we're moving up levels. Some of you told me you're ready for the deeper work. Well, here you go, because you must have called it forward because we're reading you. So nothing in your reality is real. You do know that, right? And if you don't know that, stay with me. Did you know that as soon as you think you know about something, like let's say you're thinking about a general concept running in your life where in life you get overlooked a lot, where you should be the one chosen for the position, you're the obvious person for the position, and somehow the people who are making the decision for you, they keep overlooking you. And no matter what, it could be they don't see you in line for the coffee line, and they ask for the next person's order, or you're about to be promoted and you're overlooked, or you deserve to be promoted and they pick someone who doesn't have the same skill set as you. The theme being right now, overlooked, right? Do you know why that keeps happening in a loop for this certain person we're talking about? Because the field of perception will show you what you believe in. The field of your belief system, what you see in this reality, is a mimic loop. It's going to mirror back to you whatever you're believing in at the time. So those people that are overlooking you in all these different situations, different people that don't know each other, that different people that have never met are overlooking you. But you're the common denominator that is being overlooked. Is that bad luck? Is that victimization? Well, sure, because we feel like a victim in that situation. But what's the common denominator is you, right? So the field of reality in quantum physics says to you, to me, to us, you are going to get a reflection of exactly what you believe in. Not because you're being punished, because sometimes you believe in wonderful things. It's actually a reward. So what is quantum jumping? What is quantum jumping? It's this. It's understanding that I am going to receive circumstances, realities, experiences that directly match what I talk about, what I think about, what I keep repeating. Do I keep telling people the story of what's gone wrong in my life? Do I keep telling people the story of what hasn't worked out yet? I mean, we're talking about tough stuff because a lot of times we've got hard evidence. We have hard evidence of the truth that we've been slighted. But you can't be slighted unless you believe in it. And we're going to say, oh, hell no, full stop. You don't know, they've done this to me my whole life. Well, sure, like somewhere in your patterning, you believe that people were going to do this to you. And it either gets like something you're born in with because you're repeating a pattern from the past. Doesn't mean that it's something you did wrong. Well, sometimes, yeah. But the universe is very neutral. It doesn't really differentiate between what you've actually created from harm or good. It's neutral. So as long as you believe in it, it just brings you what you believe. And that seems horribly unfair if you're a really good person and you've been, what you feel like, had some situations through your past lives because maybe you pulled in some lessons. You were like, I want to know how to rise out of hardship. And then you pull in some reflections of hardship in another life. You don't even remember where this started. And you didn't rise past the coherence of the lesson. Coherence is the heartfelt connection of the energy. You didn't rise. You didn't learn it. So you got stuck in a victim loop. Well, that's really scary if you don't learn what we're talking about today. But the beauty about today is we're talking about it. And we will talk about it again and again and again because it is confusing for people to understand that they're not a victim of their circumstances. That there isn't that luckier person than you that always wins the lottery and you never do. They're not luckier. Something in them believes that they're going to win the lottery, and then they do. Somebody believes, back to our original example, they're going to get overlooked. Wah, wah, wah. Then they do. It's incredibly frustrating in the beginning of learning this and incredibly liberating at the beginning of learning this. So, this is a 101, the Book of Her. So we only have to do the 101 version. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to call forth something that you feel is repeating in yourself through an attunement. Okay? And that attunement is going to be short and it's going to be just a few minutes so you can keep listening to it and just fast forward to the end of this upload. I want you to bring your mind to your heart. And today we're just going to think about erasing the blip, the skip, the bump in the record. We're just going to think about karma of belief erasing itself. So I want you to imagine with me that you and I, we're entering the carnelian temple that we talked about last night in the call. And I want you to be able to have some fun working with the carnelian temple, the polar star, and the emerald temple. And I want you to imagine it when we talk about it as being a triangle. And the carnelian temple is over on the right side, and the emerald temple is down on the left side, the bottom corners of the triangle, and the top of the pyramid is your polar star, okay? So we're going to enter into this imaginary golden, it's like a golden platinum ray of a triangle, very thin and beautiful. And we're going to move over to the bottom corner as if we're following it with a mouse on a computer. And I want you to locate and click on that lower right corner. Click, click. Good job. Okay. Now we're going to enter I guess it's an opening. It's a portal, I guess is what I'm saying. And when you click in, a new screen of your life opens up. And you see a carnelian temple, which is this very glossy stone that looks like reds and oranges and peach oranges and whites that are kind of like soft reds. It sort of looks like if you've ever seen those beautiful caves in Arizona that they look like pillars of stone and it looks like polished rock. This is super glossy. It looks like onyx, only it's orangey. So I want you to just look around and say, oh, wow, this looks like a flame, actually. And as you come down the corridor with me, you see that there's this huge burning pilot light. And there's no one else in the temple but you and me. And I just nod to you and tell you to walk forward into the flame. And when you walk into the flame, it doesn't burn. It's just a willingness to transfer coherence of belief that you are walking from one state of mind into the fire of another. And when you enter the flame, it's cleansing. And I want you to say to yourself, I call upon the eternal flame of the carnelian temple. In the center of my womb space, I see the fire of truth. I'm going to take this belief and then add your belief of whatever it is that you feel is a repetitive pattern that has been victimizing you. Very good. Now get the feeling of what that feeling is to be in that skip of the record. Not being recognized, patterns of relationship, not being able to experience true connection with another, not being able to experience intimacy, trust, feeling that you're always getting slighted, that you are always the second place. Somebody else always gets the prize. It's not that you lose, you just don't win. You don't feel like you are able to truly actualize your dreams. Whatever it is, bring it in. And I want you to imagine that flame is going up an elevator through your sacral chakra, which is where you feel your capability and your magnetism and your charisma. But you're not going to stay. You're just going to pass through. You're going to go through your environment of how people see you, how you see people. and what you believe is true. Just acknowledge it, nod your head, keep going up the elevator floor into your heart. And at this point, we blip over to the Emerald Temple. That's the click. And we're in the Emerald Temple of your heart. And it is here that you change the coherence of what you've been ready for. And you realize you haven't been carrying the belief of success. So in the Green Emerald Temple, this is where we're going to establish a reset in the quantum field of what you've been believing in. So in this now moment, I want you to repeat after me. In the beauty of the emerald of the heart, I let the fire of the carnelian temple, which is working in my outer layers, to take me forward into the inner layers of my heart, so that any karma, belief systems, attachments, and graspiness that I have acquired, that I am stuck, that things aren't working out, is actually working in the quantum field for me in this now moment, burning away without me even knowing how to clean it up myself. My coherence from the center of the Green Emerald Temple is creating the belief that I don't know how to do it and it doesn't matter. It's my willingness from the heart, from my true heart of belief that I deserve to be in union with my absolute highest timeline. So we're not going to switch or retrain you. We are going to quantum jump from the Temple of Karma. And the Temple of Karma is beautiful. We'll spend some time there. But it's working for you right now in your field. And it is burning up belief systems you don't even know you have that are limitations to you right now. And we're not even going to try to use our mind to clean it up. We're going to allow our nervous system that has created so much fear that we're not going to get what we need, that we're not going to get what we want, that we've been banging that drum of that somehow we're victims. We're going to delete. Simply by moving into the heart of the Green Emerald Temple. And we say, before the lush and beautiful Eden that this emerald green temple brings us into, we say, I don't know how I created the mess of the karma, but it doesn't matter because it's burning now in the carnelian temple. But I do know what I want, and what I want is success in my endeavors. What I do want is proof that I have created a new reality. What I do desire is a return of faith and trust in my ability to create my life in the highest timeline. So, Divine Source Creator, I give it back to you. I don't even know what I need. I don't know how to point myself in the right direction. I don't know how to become my best self. I don't know how to let go of the things that sometimes create too much heaviness for me to take flight. But what I do know is I'm fully capable. What I do know that I comprehend things on a higher level than most people are able to even understand how the energy matrix works. I don't know why I get what's happening here, but I get it. I don't know why I understand what Allie's uploading, but I get it. I know what she's telling me is that my heart, my womb, my solar plexus, my pineal gland, third eye, my deepest connection to Mother Earth, and my most expansive connection to Divine Source Energy, my polar star, all know that I have already received what I'm seeking. My mind and my body and my 3D experience just need to catch up. So I'm not going to ask for anything today in the temple. I'm going to ask for a physical sign that something has so clearly changed, that a circumstance arrives that I most need to arrive. Because I might not even pick the right one if I choose now. But if I give it to you, dear Creator, Most High, Most Holy One, if I give it to you, you know what I need. You know what needs to be transformed so I function better in this realm. So tell me what I need. And then I will be coherent with you now, because I bring my heart into the praise and glory of your Creator, your creation of me, your divine source energy moving and pulsing through every cell in my body. That's all I need to know, is your expansive spirit. That's it. And I match my cells to your divine cellular DNA, the one that you created, the template for me, that has always been with me, but I rejected it through my mind. And I open my mind and I say, doesn't matter what you give me, it's what I need. But I ask you one thing, that you show me in undeniable ways evidence that not only have I cleared and been coherent, but you bring to me something cleaned up, a situation resolves. A person that I'm having trouble with, suddenly we come back in sync with each other. A job that's overlooking me suddenly recognizes me. A lover that I need to reconnect with deepens our connection. A situation that I've been wanting to build, create, financial expansion. I need to have a miracle. I need a windfall. I need a gift from you. And make that gift undeniable. And once that gift comes, help them to come in rolling like waves, because you want that for me. I open my heart to all that you are. And I rise in this now moment up the elevator of my divine matrix into my North Star, my polar star, my connection to Father, Mother, Universe, where Father, Mother, Universe is no longer genderized. It is oneness. And it's synced up in every cell in my body in this flash of white light. And it contains all the spectral colors. And I have a holy instant with you. And you recognize the Christ consciousness in me. You anoint me with my remembrance, because my nervous system can't sync up in the karmic temple without you. My heart, it can't sync up in the Emerald Temple. It cannot become coherent with you unless I open up my willingness and my free will to you. So I get it, and I do that now. Click, click. And now I embody the 3 temples, my polar star. And it's midnight indigo there. And there's tiny little polar stars all over where I see the oneness of humanity. But here, in this polar star, I'm in my hall of records. And I'm choosing only the timeline that is my highest timeline. So all of the books of me reorder themselves for this lifetime to the best possibilities. And the timelines that I would have visited in my Akashic records before, they were only possibilities. They were only mimicking the me I was at the time. And I delete any Akashic records that were not part of my highest timeline, that I've been going to visit in other sessions with other healers who are trying to take me to my story. I am not my story. I am the eternal flame of the ever-changing, ever-evolving, ever-creating higher soul that I am. And so I never need to visit another past life again unless that is what I want to do at the time. But why would I? Because now I have the knowledge to move forward in the electromagnetic fascia of my flowing body, my hydrated body, my well, my inner flame. And that is not past, present, and future. It is a now moment. It's a now eternal flame. And so I open up my hands to the universe and I lift my head high and I see that the father energy, the masculine, is anointing my third eye. And I see that the feminine is taking roots deep, deep down into Mother Gaia. And I feel that suddenly I'm coherent because the masculine and feminine, my mother and my father, my left and my right, is now in the now. And when it's in the now, then I create the reality from my coherence with love, with inspiration, with joy, and my inner directive is now calibrated to the absolute highest timeline. Thank you, thank you, thank you, universe, that this month has already started with so much blessings of awareness. Just in the last couple of days, I know what you have for me is just now process. And so I welcome myself into my process. And I will awaken all of humanity through the heart as my heart connects to my mind-body connection within my soul. And so it is. And as you close out that feeling of affirmation, your integrated polar star anoints you through your third eye, and you see that you've got this diamond-shaped platinum polar star that shines with gold rays right there in the middle of your forehead. And it comes straight out your crown and straight down your spinal column all the way into the root system. In this beautiful flash of light, you are connected. You should do this every day. You're back in your body. You open your eyes. And I can encourage you to return to this upload as much as you can. In fact, I'm going to ask Sean to separate it out so we can click in to this exact upload, because you've already been explained all of the opening, right? Some days you'll need to go back to the first 18 minutes of the upload, because getting the hang of what's happening with the mind, what's happening with the trauma loops of our belief systems is really important to keep integrating. But the practice of going through the carnelian temple with the integration into the heart of the emerald temple, and then going into the inner sanctum of the polar star, that's going to take your embodiment into the quantum field, where it will be very easy for you to come into the 0 point very quickly. And it's in the 0 point with non-charged emotion, right? You're not, you're only thinking about the field of possibility. And I encourage you to not go there with once, go there with a surrendering of whatever you think you need to your creator. And you tell creator that, let creator pick for you. Like if you're going into a beautiful gold temple and creator says, you pick what you like. And you say to creator, I don't know what I need from my mind, my heart, my emotional body. you choose for me. And Creator will find something that's much more magnificent than you choose for yourself. I'm going to end here. This is a long upload. But how wonderful these last few days have been already. Let's take it like a rocket to the stars this month. All my love to you. And I'll see you in the inner circle